It's 7 p.m. I just finished a 12-hour shift. I sit down to study code. The thing I actually want to do, the thing I chose. I open the laptop, I open the IDE, and within about 90 seconds, here's what my brain has already done. Checked my phone, opened a second tab, thought about the gym, remembered an email I forgot to send, wondered what's in the fridge. I haven't written a single line of code. I haven't even read the first one properly. I've been focusing for 2 minutes and my mind has already visited 5 other places. And the story I tell myself is the obvious one. I have no focus. My attention span is fried. I can't concentrate anymore. For a long time, I believed that. I thought focus was something I used to have and somehow lost. Here's what I figured out, and it's the whole point of this video. Your focus isn't broken. Your mind isn't scattering because something's wrong with you. It's scattering because it's doing exactly what it was trained to do, and because it's trying to get you out of something uncomfortable. Once I understood what it was running from, the scattering started to make sense. And things that make sense, you can actually work with. So let me walk you through it. 3 reasons your mind goes everywhere the second you try to sit still, and then 1 thing that actually pulls it back. Reason 1, your attention scatters to avoid discomfort. Not the task, the discomfort of starting it. If you saw my last video, you know the line with procrastination. You're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding a feeling. Focus is the same thing, just faster and smaller. When I open that IDE, the first real moment of focus is uncomfortable. The problem is hard. I don't know the answer yet. There's that little spike of, I don't fully get this. Confusion, effort, the friction of a cold start. My brain hates that spike, so it does what it's best at. It finds an exit. Check the phone, open a tab, anything that replaces the discomfort with a little hit of relief. That's the key thing to understand. Every time your attention jumps, it's not random. It's escaping towards relief. The phone, the new tab, the snack, they're all the same move. They are the emergency exit from the feeling of effort. It's the same exact relief loop as procrastination. It just happens in seconds instead of hours. Reason 2, you've trained your mind to expect constant switching. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. Your attention didn't get weak by accident. You trained it. I trained mine. Think about how you spend most of your day. Short videos, notifications, switching apps every few seconds. 5 tabs open, a message comes in, you answer it mid-thought. Every one of those is a rep. And what you're repping is switching. You're teaching your brain hundreds of times a day that the normal state of attention is to jump. So when you finally sit down and ask it to do the opposite, to stay on one thing quietly for 30 minutes, you're asking for a skill you've been actively on practicing all day. Of course it fights you. You spent 12 hours training it to run, and now you want to sit. This isn't a character flaw, it's a training history. Anything you trained, you can retrain. Reason 3, and this is the one that kept me stuck the longest. I was trying to feel focus instead of building the conditions for focus. I used to sit down and wait to feel locked in. Like focus was a switch. Flip it and then suddenly I'm in the zone. And when the feeling didn't show up in the first minute, I took that as proof I wasn't in the mood, and then I drift. But focus isn't a switch you flip. It's a state you ease into. It's more like falling asleep than turning on a light. You don't decide to be asleep. You create the conditions. Dark room, no screen, lying still. And the state arrives on its own a few minutes later. Focus works the same way. You can't force the feeling. You can only set up the conditions and give it a few minutes to settle. The mistake is quitting in those first few minutes, right before it would have arrived, and calling yourself unfocused. So here's how I actually fix it now. 4 things. Again, none of them are try harder. 1. Remove the exits before you start. Your attention escaped towards relief. So take the relief away. Phone in another room, not face down on the desk. Another room. Close every tab that isn't the one thing. You're not relying on willpower to resist the exits. you're removing the exits. Number 2, shrink that entry point. Don't sit down to study for 2 hours. That's huge, and huge is uncomfortable, and discomfort triggers the scatter. Sit down to read 1 paragraph. Write 1 line of code. Make the first move so small your brain doesn't bother running from it. Number 3, give it the 10 minutes. When you start and your mind jumps, and it will, don't take that as failure. That's the settling period. Just notice it jumped and bring it back to the one thing. Quietly, no drama. The first 10 minutes are the cost of entry. Pay it, the focus comes after, not before. 4, protect the state once it's there. Once you're finally locked in, that's the most fragile and valuable thing you have. Don't check one quick thing. One quick thing ends it, and you pay the 10-minute entry cost all over again. When it's flowing, guard it. So let's go back to me at 7 p.m. Laptop open, mind already gone. The old me saw that and thought, I'm broken. I can't focus. The new me sees it for what it is. A tired brain hitting the discomfort of a cold start and reaching for the nearest exit, exactly like it's been trained to. That's not a character flaw. That's a system doing what systems do. And systems can be changed. I'm not going to tell you that I focus like a monk now. I don't. My mind still wanders. The difference is I stopped fighting the wrong enemy. I stopped trying to force focus. I started removing the exits, shrinking the entry, and paying the 10 minutes. Your focus isn't gone. It's underneath all the switching you've trained into yourself. It's still there. You just have to stop running from the discomfort long enough to let it settle. So tonight, when you sit down and your mind goes everywhere, don't take it as a proof you can't. Take it as the settling period. Phone in the other room, one small first move, and give it 10 minutes before you decide anything for yourself. That's the method. If this is the kind of thing you needed to hear, subscribe. New video every Sunday. One real problem, one honest method. No motivation fluff. I'll see you in the next one.